Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you have time, please stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read and respond to two of my favorite positive comments from previous videos. If you would like to get a reading done, please email me. If you would like to hit me up on social media, all that information, my email is underneath this video. My merchandise from Teespring is underneath this video. What else is underneath the video? If you want to become a patron on Patreon, the link is underneath this video. And if you'd like to send me a gift, my PayPal and my Amazon wish list is underneath this video. All right, guys, so let's take a look at today's question. All right, so we have a Leo man and an Aquarius woman. So, okay. Let me tell y'all about this. Is a doozy, guys, and you've probably kicked this around yourself before. You may have seen other people talk about this before, but basically this is what the Aquarius told me. The Aquarius told me that the Leo man is cheating with an online friend, okay? And she wants to know, is this really cheating? The Leo is basically having sexual conversations, romantic conversations with a woman in another country, okay? They live in Texas. This woman is in Australia, all right? They've never seen each other before and more than likely won't unless they make plans to, visit, but they've never met each other before and really at this point have no plans to. Now, she said that he left his computer open. She went into the computer and she was going in to do something and she saw a message from this person. She opened up the message and saw that for months and months and months and months, there was messages between the two of them, the Leo man and this Australian woman, of the romantic kind. So she said that from reading the messages, that's how she deduced the information that I just gave you. So she said to me, is this really cheating? They've never met. They've never actually had sex. The pictures were provocative, but again, they've never actually touched each other. There were pictures of each other's body parts in the messages, the instant messages. And some like kinky talk between the two of them. And she said to me, is this really cheating since they have never even met each other? So first she asked her family and friends, and her family and friends told her that because they've never met each other or done anything with each other, they really didn't see it as a big deal. They felt like they really wouldn't take it seriously. And she said that it just doesn't sit right with her. And so she asked me. And I must say, it's not technically cheating, okay? Because technically cheating does mean you're having intercourse of some kind with another person. But I heard several therapists call it emotional cheating. That's what they call it if you Google it. And according to the therapist, it's just as damaging as actually having an affair. So just because he's never met her, she's never been to the States, he's never been to Australia, probably won't meet each other, it doesn't mean that it's not detrimental to his relationship with you. And that's why it's not sitting right with you, because your spirit is like, I'm not feeling this. The bottom line is that he may not have had intercourse, but he's emotionally cheating and he's lying to you and he's putting, this is the weird part, he's not working on your relationship, but he's entertaining a relationship with a woman in another country that he doesn't even know. So if nothing else, your relationship is suffering because of his attention going towards her when it should be going towards you. He's lying, he's making things up, He's telling you that he's up, you know, doing reports for work. Meantime, he's pleasing himself on camera with this woman, you know? So it's not technically cheating, but it is a problem. And if it was me, honestly, I would confront him. I would tell him that I saw the messages, I know what's going on, and we need to talk. Because if nothing else, it's a violation of your trust. And if he's going to continue to do this, you guys need to make a decision. Are you going to be okay with this? Is this something that you're fine with having an open relationship? You know, how do you feel about this? Because I'm going to tell you, if it was me. If it was me, I'd kick him to the curb. Okay? And I kick people to the curb pretty fast. I'm not even going to hold you. But I would kick him to the curb. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he has violated my trust. If he had said to me, I want an open relationship and I know this lady in Australia and I really like her and, you know, is that okay with you? I may or may not be down with it. Who knows? Some people will be like, yeah. But he never gave you that option and then expects you to continue being faithful to him. Imagine that. I have to be faithful, but you can send your Johnson pictures to some woman in Australia. But if that was you and he caught your yuha on an instant message to some dude in Australia, I bet you we would not even be having this conversation because he probably would have went off. So for me, this is enough to dismiss him because I can't trust him. Anybody I can't trust has to go. So in your particular case, that has to be your decision. You have to decide if you can continue to trust this man. You have to decide if y'all can work through this. I've seen couples work through all types of infidelity. But what it demonstrates is that there's a problem in the relationship and there's a problem inside of him and he's going outside of himself and outside the relationship to get that need fulfilled by a woman who's not you. That's a problem to his relationship with you. So regardless if you decide to stay with him or not, y'all need to have some serious conversations about what this means. So that's the best I can say. It is definitely emotionally cheating and I wouldn't stand for it. I'd kick his ass right to the curb. Now, let's check out some positive comments. Sunny Side Up said, this video was on point. I absolutely love men with extremely feminine energy. For example, Prince and also Dennis Rodman back in the 90s. I just love how free-spirited they are. They have a certain confidence I find extremely attractive. Go look up that picture of Dennis Rodman and Toni Braxton at dinner together. I would have loved to be Toni in that picture. I love Prince. I love Prince and I love Rick James too. I was talking about him earlier. I love both of them. I know exactly what you mean. I do love that. I love that freedom. I do love that. That is a good look. I think it depends. I think certain people are drawn to different things, but I think that you're right about that. Different people are drawn to different looks. Queen B says, we agree with everyone because we don't want no confrontation, which still gets us into problems. So this is from Libra. And I had talked about Libras in a video a little while ago, maybe a couple years ago now. And she said that basically Libras try to agree with everybody. They don't want confrontation. They try to keep the peace most of the time, depending on what kind of Libra you have. And she's saying that this will end them in trouble. And it definitely does, because Libras have a reputation for being two-faced and for betraying people and being backstabbers. And this is where this comes from, because I don't think they do it on purpose. I think that they just, like she said, agree with everybody. I think that's one of the ways that they get in trouble. And I found it interesting that she, as a Libra, is agreeing with me, because a lot of Libras argue this point with me, but she's agreeing with this point and saying, yeah, you know, that is what gets us in trouble. But I don't think it's intentional. I was betrayed by two Libras that I had long-term friendships with, and I don't think it was ever intentional. I think that they just lack that backbone. it takes a lot of strength to stand up and just be like, no. You know, it takes a lot of strength to deal with confrontations in a way that leaves you with your integrity. And I just think it's something that Libras are very challenged with. But it doesn't make them bad people. I think it's something they just have to learn how to address. You have to learn how to stand up. Like, I noticed with a Libra, like she said, when one person comes into the room, they agree with that person. When another person comes into the room, and this isn't all of them, of course, but some of them, they'll agree with the next person. And I just noticed that, and I was looking, and I'm like, it's all about the, you know, not wanting to oppose what the other person is saying. But you were just agreeing with Tiffany, now you agreeing with Tom. And they got two different arguments. So which one is it? And she's saying that it's a need to avoid confrontation. So I would say, okay, just don't do it that way. You know, find a way to speak your truth with integrity, even if it means sometimes people don't like it. Okay. All right, guys, come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.